Welcome back into Full Sail Live. I'm Noah Latch. For a lot of people, the Super Bowl means family. Right now, for San Francisco, that family is the McCaffreys. Ed was on the 49ers in 1995, the last time the team won the Super Bowl. Now, his son Christian has the chance to make history in Vegas. If San Fran wins, CMC and Ed will become just the second father-son duo to win a Super Bowl under the same franchise. The first was Steve and Zach DeOzzie with the New York Giants. In his first full year with the 49ers, McCaffrey has compiled a league best over 2,000 all-purpose yards. Thursday night at the NFL Honors, CMC brought home the Offensive Player of the Year award. In the 49ers' 2 playoff games this year, he has scored 4 touchdowns. The 49ers will need to get him going early and often tonight. You know, that's exactly what this guy right here is going to be trying to do. Yep, another son of a Super Bowl winning 49er. Kyle's dad, Mike, a coach who was on 3 championship teams. Kyle just hasn't had the same success. The 49ers Super Bowl rematch, this is the 9th rematch in Super Bowl history. This one a replay of Super Bowl 54 where the 49ers lost a 10-point lead to KC. Shanahan was, of course, an offensive coordinator in Atlanta as well for the infamous 28-3 game, being on both sides of the worst comebacks in Super Bowl history. A big difference for the 49ers this year has been the addition of Brock Purdy, who tonight will become the first Mr. Irrelevant quarterback to play in a Super Bowl. His opponent is one of one, 2-time Super Bowl and league MVP, Patrick Mahomes. Right now, Patty is one of the best in the league, and Purdy is just happy to share the stage with him.
I'm honored, man. Obviously, I've watched the guy play in the NFL, since he really came in and started, and been a big fan of his, the way he competes and does what it takes to help his team win. So to be able to go up against a guy like that in your first Super Bowl, it doesn't get any better than that.
There hasn't been much better than Mahomes, period. History will be in store tonight for both guys. Mahomes will be attempting to become the youngest quarterback to win 3 rings, only behind Tom Brady. Brady had Belichick, and thanks to Philadelphia, Mahomes has Andy Reid. Tonight, KC's head coach is making history of his own with another Super Bowl appearance. After tonight's game, Reid will be tied 3rd for most appearances on the big stage by a head coach. In 2004, he took the Eagles to a Super Bowl in his first appearance as a head coach, appearing prior as an assistant in 2 Super Bowls with the Green Bay Packers. Las Vegas may not have the experience that Coach Reid has in the Super Bowl, but they are still ready to rock and roll tonight. Vegas hitting the jackpot, becoming just the 16th team to host the NFL's premier game. This has been a major want from the city since moving the Raiders to Nevada in 2020. The game will be played in beautiful Allegiant Stadium, built just 4 years ago for under $2 billion. It stars alongside SoFi Stadium in California as the newest stadiums in the NFL. Sports right now are hitting the jackpot in Vegas, hosting big events like the Super Bowl and the finals for the NBA in-season tournament, all while bringing in teams like the Raiders and Athletics. From a betting perspective, this year's Super Bowl is estimated to wager $23.1 billion. That compared to last year's $16 billion. What happens in Vegas might not stay there this year. Enjoy the game. I will see you back here at 11 with the highlights. Rishi with the weather when we come back. Welcome back into Full Sail Live. I'm Noah Latch. What a night in Vegas. The stars were out. Usher went off in the halftime show. And oh yeah, the game. The Super Bowl 54 rematch was even more intense this time around and brought an ending we have never seen in a Super Bowl. First time Vegas is hosting the Super Bowl. We are in the second quarter. San Fran up by 3. Juwan Jennings with a trick play, throwing it to McCaffrey across the field to the house. 21 yards for the touchdown. 49ers up 10-0. CMC over 160 all-purpose yards in this game. Jump to the third. A couple of Butker field goals. Chiefs now trying to take the lead, and there it is. Marquez Valdez-Scantling in the end zone. Patrick Mahomes ties Kurt Warner 5th all-time for touchdown passes in a Super Bowl. Now 49ers trying to get the lead back. Juwan Jennings again, and this time into the end zone himself. a receiving touchdown, and a passing touchdown, joining just Nick Foles. Now we go to overtime. New overtime rules this year. Both teams will get a chance. 49ers win the toss, get into the red zone, and kick a field goal. Chiefs turn. 3rd and 1. Mahomes using his legs, taking it himself. They passed. They converted on 2 third downs and a 4th down on that drive. Now 1st and goal. Mahomes, McCole Hardman into the end zone. Chiefs win this one 25-22. Scary thought with Mahomes out here learning from the GOATs.
Said it best is once you win that championship and you have those parades and you get those rings, you're not the champ anymore. You have to come back with that same mentality, and that's my mindset is I'm going to celebrate with my guys because of how we done this, but then we're going to work our way to get back to this game next year.
In Mahomes' first 6 years as a starter, he has made it to the AFC Championship game each year, making the Super Bowl 4 times and only losing to Tom Brady and the Bucs. He is 15-3 in the playoffs throughout his career, making his playoff winning percentage the highest among quarterbacks with 15 starts. The NHL, MLB, and NBA have seen dominant champions make history by going back-to-back-to-back. Never has the NFL seen a three-peat champ. With the Chiefs becoming just the 9th team in history to go back-to-back, do they have the best chance yet? The Chiefs have rebuilt before, and this year's KC team was different than all other teams in the Mahomes era. Dominant defense that kept them in the games and a mentality all year to battle adversity. And of course, with Mahomes and Kelsey returning next year, 2025 may have some more history for KC. During the second quarter of the game, there was an incident with Travis Kelce after a Pacheco fumble in the red zone. Kelce aggressively bumped into Coach Andy Reid, yelling passionately. Kelce was quiet up until that point, spiking his helmet into the ground before bumping into his coach. The tight end was then held back by his teammates. The Chiefs coach knew exactly what it was about and wasn't worried.
He just wants to be on the field and he wants to play. There's nobody I get better than I get him. He's a competitive kid, and he loves to play, and he makes me feel young.
Reid later went on to say that he tried to tell Kelce, my balance isn't the same. You can't be doing that, man. An absolutely eventful and historic night for Reid, putting himself in the top 3 all-time among head coaches for Super Bowl wins and appearances. The Chiefs made the playoffs 10 out of their 11 seasons under Andy Reid, picking up 16 playoff victories in that time. KC going back-to-back feels like the Chiefs dynasty is finally rolling. And with Bill Belichick now out as a head coach as of right now, we may just keep seeing Reid moving up on this list. On the other side, head coach Kyle Shanahan's story has taken some different turns. Shanahan is just 44 years old and has already appeared in 3 Super Bowls, in all of which his team has led by at least 10 points, and they all ended with top comebacks in playoff history. Shanahan's first Super Bowl appearance was as the Falcons' OC in the unforgettable 28-3 game. Last 2 were with the 49ers against the Chiefs, unable to capitalize on a 10-point lead in both the Super Bowl 54 and 58, also putting him on the wrong side of the only 2 Super Bowl games to go to overtime. For Shanahan, it all feels the same.
Different to say. I mean, I don't care how you lose when you lose Super Bowls, especially ones you think you can pull off. It hurts. We've gotten pretty damn close, but we haven't pulled it off, and we're hurting right now.
That's all for this NFL season and today's show of Full Sail Live. I'm Noah Latch. Reese with the weather when we come back.